voice for Wildcat Baseball for today's matchup featuring our Franklin Simpson Wildcats and the Warren East Raiders. You can also stream us live on 923WFKN.com or download the 923WFKN app. We are also streaming on Franklin Simpson Channel 9 across Facebook and YouTube, where you can watch the game with us. We are coming to you at the home of the best university in the state, the Western Kentucky University, the home of the Hilltoppers, at what is known as the Nick Dean's Field for the semifinal round of the 4th regional tournament. It is win or go home tonight in the semifinal round of the 4th region tournament for our Wildcats, coming off the heels of the biggest win in Franklin Simpson program history for quite some time. A 3-2 victory over the supremely talented South Warren Spartans. This game had it all for a baseball game: intrigue, intensity, mind games, and immense amount of pressure. And our boys from Franklin Simpson came away with a 4th region opening round win over the reigning 4th region champions. The scoring got started early by South Warren with a 2-out triple by future Western Kentucky Hilltopper Ethan Reynolds, driving in 1 run, and then he was drove in by an RBI single for the second run of the game by another future Hilltopper and current Spartan in Griffin Rardin, which gave the Spartans a 2-0 lead until the bottom of the 5th inning, where lightning struck for the Wildcats. Brevin Scott hit a 1-out single, followed by a double by the sophomore Brady Delk on an absolute blast to left field off the wall. After that, we saw catcher interference from Casey Green of the Spartans, while Lane Alford hit a grounder to shortstop, and that allowed him to make it safely over to first base in what was the biggest call of the game from an umpire. The South Warren Spartans were looking at bases loaded with 1 out on a 2-0 lead instead of a runner on third, and 2 outs with a 2-1 lead. Catcher interference completely changed the outcome of the game because of what came next. The designated hitter, senior number 6, Braxton Jenkins, steps in and lines one down the right field line, almost painting the chalk into the corner. This scored all 3 runs, and Braxton Jenkins made his way all the way around for a sliding triple as South Warren tried to make a play at the plate for Lane Alford without success. Gavin Link continued to find success on the mound and put away the top of the 6th and 1 out in the top of the 7th before coach Matthew Wilhite decided to make a pitching change and bring senior Brevin Scott on to face the big-time Spartan hitter Ethan Reynolds. Reynolds grounded to shortstop Brady Delk, who flipped it to the new second baseman on the field in place of Brevin Scott. Gunnar Key making a huge play in that game last night, who was able to quickly turn and fire it to Lane Alford to complete the double play and send South Warren Spartans home early and unable to repeat as champions. An incredible atmosphere last night that has all the credit going to these Franklin Simpson faithful fans. You guys were absolutely on fire for all 7 innings, and I can't wait to hear your voices cheering on the Wildcats tonight. And hey, I want to give a special shout out right now to a man by the name of Mike Jones. Mike Jones, brother, you are still my spirit animal, showing up here tonight with the blue hair and the blue and white overalls. I am loving this team spirit right now. But now we got to get to the business at hand. The Warren East Raiders. Warren East has had a fantastic year, finishing 5th in the standings through the regular season, even though they did have the 3rd best regional record on the year, and followed that up with a 16th district tournament championship, defeating Barron County 16-6. Warren East is loaded with talent, with 5 seniors total, and being led by Maddox Terrence, Trey Price, and Aiden Barrick from the batter's box. While they are just as talented from the mound in junior Matthew Escalera, junior Brendan Bratcher, and sophomore Brooks Vincent, who all carry an earned run average in the 2s. They beat Monroe County last night in the game ahead of our Wildcats with a big win and an 8-0 victory. So, the biggest question leading into tonight for our Wildcats will be, can we get enough pitching? Ace Gavin Link nearly went the distance last night when we saw Brevin Scott come on for the save, and he only threw 4 pitches, so he's going to be fresh for us tonight. Can our Wildcats defense hold up and keep the Raiders' bats in check to pull out a 4th region semifinals win? lopsided victories at each team's home field. So this is a rubber match to tell the true story with the pressure on in a neutral site at Western Kentucky University's Nick Deans Field. The Wildcats won at home 15-0 in 4 innings, highlighted by a bomb of a home run to straightaway center field by last night's hero from the batter's box, Braxton Jenkins, with all 3 RBIs, all 3 game-winning runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Credit to Braxton, and the Raiders won 7-0 at their place. So, much to play out here with so many questions to be answered. So, with all that being said, let's get to the starting lineups. We'll start with those Warren East Raiders. Leading off for the Raiders is going to be number 5, Brendan Bratcher. Bratcher is going to be out in right field. Batting second is going to be the left fielder, number 21, Maddox Terrence. Batting third is going to be number 10, Trey Price. Price is going to be out in center field. Cleanup is going to be the shortstop, number 7, Caven Hinton. And then after that, it's going to be the designated hitter, senior number 3, Aiden Barrick. After that, it's going to be the third baseman out in the hot corner, number 9, Matthew Escalera. Following up, that hitter is going to be number 24, Grant White. White's going to be over on first base. After that, batting 8th is going to be number 6, Micah Ford. Ford's the catcher for the Raiders. And then we're going to see Carter Bassett. Bassett is going to be playing second base, and the pitcher who threw an incredible game, a 7-0 shutout no-hitter. I don't like to talk about it, but he threw a no-hitter against our Wildcats in that 7-0 win for the Raiders, and he's going to be pitching for them tonight too. But with all that being said, let's move on past that. This is a new night and a new game, the rubber match, as I've said. And let's get to our Franklin Simpson Wildcats starting lineups. Leading off for the Wildcats is going to be the pitcher tonight, number 8, the senior, Brevin Scott. After that, it's going to be number 7, the shortstop, Brady Delk. After that, we're going to see the Lane train batting third, number 3, first baseman, Lane Alford. And the cleanup spot is going to be number 20, Griff Banton. After that, we're going to see our designated hitter, the hero from last night, and the hero in that 15-0 win, too, with that humongous home run, Braxton Jenkins. Out in right field and batting next is going to be senior Gavin Dickerson. And then after that is who I'm leaning towards as being the heart and soul of this team. This kid comes up excited and pumped up each and every single time. It doesn't matter if he's getting out, if he's running into the dugout, if he's running out of the dugout. Third baseman, the senior number 1, Garrett Sadler. Then second baseman, Gunnar Key. And then out in center field, man with the best beard on the team, we're looking at Hunter Jones. And then not in the lineup to hit, but he's going to be playing left field for
Franklin Simpson Wildcats. Batting first, the pitcher, number 8, Brevin Scott. Batting second, the shortstop, number 7, Brady Delk. Batting third, the first baseman, number 3, Lane Alford. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 20, Griff Banton. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 6, Braxton Jenkins. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 17, Gavin Dickerson. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 1, Garrett Sadler. Batting eighth, playing second base, number 4, Gunnar Key. Batting ninth, playing center field, number 5, Hunter Jones. Playing left field for the Wildcats, number 16, Cody Alexander. The Wildcats are coached by assistant coaches Craig Delk, Colton Hurt, Eli Hurt, Jack Neely, Landon Satterley, and Jay Shockley. Head coach for the Wildcats is Matthew Wilhite. And now for the champions of the 15th District with a record of 23-14, the Warren East Raiders. Batting first, playing right field, number 5, Brendan Bratcher. Batting second, the left fielder, number 21, Maddox Terrence. Batting third, the center fielder, number 10, Trey Price. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 7, Caven Hinton. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 3, Aiden Barrett. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 9, Matthew Escalera. Batting seventh, playing first base, number 24, Grant White. Batting eighth and catching, number 6, Micah Ford. Batting ninth, playing second base, number 1, Carter Bassett. And on the mound today for the Raiders, number 23, Brooks Vincent. Coaching staff for the Raiders: assistant coach Dalton Shoemake, Todd Gentry, Doug Geldy, J.J. Spears, Janus Briscoe. Head coach for the Raiders is Wes Sanford.
Warren East Raiders. You can stream us on 923WFKN.com, download the 923WFKN app, or watch the game streaming on Franklin Simpson Channel 9 through Facebook or YouTube. Well, this is all where things get really heated. The intensity picks up even more so. And I don't know about anybody listening or watching the game with me right now, but I could not be more excited. Coming off the heels of a humongous 3-2 victory, but you know what? We can't sit back on this. This is a new night. This is a new ball game, and we are going into this one as the visiting team. So we're going to be hitting first as Brooks Vincent is warming up on the mound. Let's talk about Brooks Vincent for a second. He's had 11 games as a pitcher. He started in 9 of those. He's pitched 54 total innings, only behind Matthew Escalera, who has pitched one more inning than him. And he's got a 2.07 ERA. Now, as to what happened in the previous 2 matchups, Wildcats won 15-0 at home. Warren East won 7-0 at home. Let's see if our boys are going to figure this out tonight against Brooks Vincent, who threw a no-hitter at Warren East. And I see the senior, Brevin Scott, who I'll also say, coolest shoes on the team. Love the old-school Nike look. The senior, let's play ball. Vincent sets, pitches, and he hits him with the first pitch, and the Wildcats are in business. Hear those Wildcats roar. Tell you what, this one's just getting started, and we got a whole lot of people on their feet already, myself included. I'm having to stand up just to get into this one. And here comes the sophomore, number 7, Brady Delk. Brady is a multi-sport athlete at Franklin Simpson High School, the backup quarterback, as well as a phenomenal wide receiver. I think he was second on the team in interceptions on the defensive end in football. Vincent from the stretch already. Throws strike one right down the middle. Kind of figured that one was coming just to get himself calm and situated after first pitch hitting Brevin Scott. Brevin out on first base, out to a good lead right there. Vincent checks again, attempts to pick off. Scott's safe very easily right there. And you get that chant coming out of the Franklin Simpson dugout, letting them know. Another good lead. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Woo! Oh, my. Called strike 2. That one, it broke country mile, but still appeared to be in. Sets up way outside, does Ford now. I mean, he's into the left-handed side of the batter's box. Ball high, still went right down the middle of the plate, even though he's set up outside. Let's see if this pressure gets to the sophomore in Vincent. He's already plunked one hitter. Let's see how it goes here from here. Swung on, foul ball. That one's going to get out of play. The crowd is just into it. And and not a peep so far out of the Warren East Raider faithful. I mean, just a beautiful night right here at Western Kentucky University. The sun almost completely set, playing underneath the lights. Right-handed hitter, 1-2 count, one runner over on first base in the top of the first. Ball high. 2-2 to Delk. Brady checking his wristband there. Coach Wilhite out on third base. His usual spot. Vincent checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Foul ball back into the net. Lane Alford on deck for the Wildcats. Still looking at a 2-2 count. Nobody out. 8:15 at night with 70 degrees. Feels a little warmer than 70. Maybe it's just the intensity's turned up here. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a foul ball down third baseline. Woo, boy. Just a little bit more straight on that one. That would have been an extra base hit for sure. On the first bounce, hit the chalk. That was to the left of the line, maybe 6 inches. Chance coming in from the Franklin Simpson crowd. Wanting a new signal there from Vincent. Took too long. Delk steps out. Looks at his bat. Now he's back into the box, ready to go. Vincent checking the runner. Checks again. Here's the pitch. Ball high. And Brady Delk thought he walked, but here's the thing. That was only ball 3. But, tell you what, Brevin Scott went on down to second base. And so he's going to be safe and be credited with a stolen base. Some discussion here about what was going on because Brady thought that was ball 4, but it in fact was not ball 4. That ran the count full, and Brevin just hopped on down to second base there, and that's going to go down as a stolen base for the senior. Now we got a runner in scoring position because Warren East got a little bit fooled in the process of that as well. Hey, I'll take it. This is a semifinal matchup. A little bit of confusion here in the early going. Now we got lots of speed out on second base with our starting pitcher, Brevin Scott. Checking the runner, and he steps off, does Vincent. We're in Vincent's head now after that. He's hit a runner, let a runner steal, just under the confusion of not having absolute control of the count. Here's the pitch. Turns on that one to third base out to Escalera, and he fires over to first base to Grant White for out number 1. Scott stays out there on second. And here comes Lane Alford. Lane with a .402 average on the year. 29 walks. Second on the team with 33 hits, one behind Brady Delk through the regular season. Tries the pickoff again, does Vincent out there at second base, but he's safe. The dugout lets him hear about it, as they will continue to do all night long. Just a gorgeous night here in Bowling Green. Vincent checks the runner. Here comes the pitch. Foul ball. Catcher junior, number 20, Griff Banton, in the on-deck circle now for the Wildcats. Nothing like a small-town, hometown crowd, and he's going to attempt the pickoff again, throws that one in the dirt, but Carter Bassett able to keep it in front of him. Little bit of a collision there between Bassett and Scott. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be grounded right back to Vincent. And he fires it over to first to White, but Brevin Scott moves on down to third base. And here comes the cleanup, Griff Banton. Griff had himself a great year, just an every facet of the game. Defensively, I don't know if there's a catcher here in the region that I've seen that runners should be more fearful of trying to steal second on. Reminiscent of Pudge Rodriguez from a long time ago, my age group. Swung on and missed that time. Fired down the pipe by Vincent. Fastball. 220 hitter is Banton. Vincent sets. Swung on and missed again. 0-2 count now with 2 away. Brevin Scott out on third base. Vincent has apparently settled in. In tight on the plate is Banton. Crowding just a bit. Ball high. A little bit of high heat there. Banton back in. Tight on the plate still. Not so worried about Scott at this point. Out on third is Vincent. Here's the pitch. That's ball low. Count runs 2-2 now. 2-2 count, 2 away. Runner on third here in the top of the first inning. Franklin Simpson Wildcats versus the Warren East Raiders in the semifinal match of the 4th region. Here's the pitch. Another ball high. Count runs full. That is Gunnar Holland out there on third base now as Scott headed back into the dugout. Here's the pitch. And he walks him. That one gets a little low and away. And here comes the designated hitter, Braxton Jenkins. Braxton, a senior, wears number 6, and we've got runners on the corners. And we're going to get us another courtesy runner for Griff Banton over on first base. I think that's Peyton Brown. Yep, that's Peyton out there. Plenty of speed from him as well. Here's the pitch. Ball inside. This right here, just a phenomenal atmosphere. I'm thankful I get to be a part of this. Sharing all you Franklin Simpson faithful fans. Swung on and missed that time. Jenkins will take his cuts from the batter's box. It's 262 on the year. Has some speed in his legs as well. 11 for 11 on stolen base attempts. Brown goes. Foul ball. That one fouled out into the street. Big cut on that one by Jenkins. Brown was away. 1-2 count now. Let's see if he takes off yet again. A good lead by Brown over on first. Here's the pitch. He does not go. Swung on and missed. Vincent strikes him out, and he is fired up as he walks off the mound. Well, Wildcats strand 2 missed an opportunity there to put up some runs, and they are certainly going to have to put up some runs in this one tonight. Well, we're going to head into the bottom of the first inning with the top of the lineup coming up for Warren East Raiders. You're listening to Wildcat Baseball live on 92.3 WFKN. Action on 92.3 WFKN. I am Cody Schuler, your voice for Wildcat Baseball. We are live at Western Kentucky University's Nick Deans Field for the 4th Region semifinal matchup between our Franklin Simpson Wildcats and the Warren East Raiders. You can stream us on 923WFKN.com and download the 923WFKN app, or you can watch the game streaming on Franklin Simpson Channel 9 through Facebook and YouTube. Brevin Scott is now taking the bump, and he's getting set to face number 5, Brendan Bratcher. Bratcher, the right fielder for Warren East. He fires strike one right down the middle. Brevin has just continued his illustrious Franklin Simpson career here. So many huge moments. Ball low that time. 1-1 count now. Huge moments. Coming off the mound, coming on second base, coming from the batter's box. Good-looking curveball, just a little bit too inside there. Brevin's got a 2.75 ERA, a 4-4 win-loss record with 2 saves on the season. 32 walks, 51 innings pitched. But through that 51 innings, he struck out 69 batters. Looking at a 3-1 count now to Bratcher. Bratcher, a junior. Wind up, pitch, ball low. Walks the first batter he sees here. A little bit of reminiscent here of top of the lineup for the Wildcats to lead this game off. Early runner on, and now here comes Maddox Terrence. Terrence, a 400 hitter. That's big time. Big lead out on first base by Bratcher. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Took a big cut at that one. Good looking pitch from Scott. Terrence has only struck out 11 times on the season. That one gets away from Banton. He bounced it into him, and it bounced right over the top of Banton's head. Tell you what, that's something you'll see a bit more of with this playing on the turf, whereas our boys are used to playing on a more natural field. You get a little more bounce out of this ball versus the natural field where it would dig into that dirt right there. Now they got a runner on second, 1-1 count, no one away. Strike 2. It's one thing about these Wildcats. I don't ever feel too much out of a game. Even when we've been down, we've made tremendous comebacks this season. Checking the runner. Here's the pitch. Ball low that time. 2-2 count. Terrence with 3 home runs on the season as well. 11 total for the team. They really can hit the deep ball. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Just bobbled just a bit there by Banton. He hops up and he tags him out. Next up for Warren East is going to be the center fielder, number 10, Trey Price. Price, the number 2 hitter for the Raiders, hits .354 on the season. Also right-handed hitter. Scott checks the runner. There's a pitch. There's a strike. Now looking at 1 strikeout for Brevin Scott. Checking the runner. Steps off this time. Now he's ready. Pitching from the stretch is Scott. Checks the runner again. Here's the pitch. Bit low. It's been missing low a little bit through the early going here. But that's just a 1-1 count. The curveball has been breaking big time for Brevin in the few that he's thrown. Here's the pitch. Missed ball low again. 2-1. 1 away. Runner still on second. 0-0 ball game here in the bottom of the first inning. Franklin Simpson versus Warren East Raiders in the semifinal matchup for a chance to go face the Russell County Lakers in the championship game of the 4th region tomorrow night right here at Nick Deans Field. Foul ball. That game will be right here tomorrow night at 6 o'clock when these Wildcats hopefully pull out a win here tonight. Checking the runner is Scott. He's set. Steps off yet again. This is a big moment for these kids. This has been some really, really intense baseball, tense couple days. And there's a hit off the bat. And, oh, it gets past Dickerson. He tried to make a diving catch. Hunter Jones is all the way over there from center field, and he fires it in to shortstop as one run will score. It appears we're going to count that as a hit as opposed to an error. That was in shallow right field. Dickerson unable to get to it. Took an awkward line on it. And Banton's out to the mound just to have a quick chat with his starting pitcher. And here comes number 7, Caven Hinton. Hinton, a junior. Hinton, also a capable hitter, batting .295. We knew this coming into this matchup that we were going to have to score some runs in order to beat East. As Scott throws strike 1. Sets. Checks the runner. Attempts the pickoff. Oof. Misses the bag there, but Gunnar Key able to glove it. Hinton set, right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. Misses outside, does Scott. Junior Gavin Link had a phenomenal game from the mound last night. Went 6.1 innings. Foul ball off the bat of Hinton. Before we saw Brevin Scott come in and throw just 4 pitches to get Ethan Reynolds the ground into a 6-4-3 double play to end that one in the top of the 7th. And now for the rubber match between Warren East and Franklin Simpson. Whoa, good looking pitch there. Called a ball. And looked like it went just beautifully right across the plate in that changeup. 2-2 count now to Hinton. 1 away. Still runner out on second with a big lead. Here's the pitch. That one gets past Banton. Right between the legs, and Hinton makes it over to third. Brevin taking a nice calm walk out there. Back to the mound. Trying to compose himself a little bit on this one. Lane Alford moves in onto the edge of the grass at first base. Banton's ready behind the plate. Here's the pitch. Ball low. He misses for ball 4. And here comes number 3, the designated hitter, Aiden Barrick. Barrick, a senior. Barrick is hitting .341 on the year. Barrick tied for the team lead with 3 home runs on the season. Bats lefty. Stands up tall on that left-handed side of the batter's box. Checking the runners. Here's the pitch. Misses a bit outside. The crowd's still into this one. It doesn't matter what's happened so far. Franklin Simpson faithful, they're going to cheer all night long. I guarantee you that. Checking the runners. Here's the pitch. Strike. Paints The outside part of the plate does Brevin Scott. In tight on the infield now is third baseman Garrett Sadler. Checks run over at first. Fakes the pickoff move off the mound to Scott. The early 1-0 lead by Warren East in the bottom of the first inning right now. And a 1-1 count with one away. Runners on the corners, first and third. Ball high that time, 2-1. I know these boys got plenty left in the tank. You don't worry about any kind of emotional overlay from last night. I can promise you that. Here's the pitch. Misses outside yet again. 3-1 count by Brevin. Coach Will Hite, game in and game out, has these boys ready to play. Checking the runner. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Swung on and missed. Banton throws it and misses, and a runner will come home and score. The double steal put on by Warren East, and it's now a 2-0 game, and they got a runner on second. Banton misses on maybe the second miss I've seen him make all season long from behind the plate to a runner trying to steal, and he skipped it to second. Brady Delk tried to field it cleanly off the hop, but could not quite do so, and a runner scores. That's called ball low and outside. Barrick walks. Coach Will Hite wants to have a conversation with his senior pitcher at this point. We're not going to see him. Infield comes in. They're going to have a discussion. We're not going to see him get pulled this early. This is purely a let's go get him. Let's get ourselves calmed down, take a breath, get things just back under our feet here. This is a calming discussion. Some woo-saw, if you will. Everybody's patting him on the back. Coach Will Hite's back in the dugout. That's exactly what that is right there. And now we're going to look at the third baseman, number 9, Matthew Escalera, for the Raiders come up to bat. Escalera hitting .280 on the year, right-handed hitter. Brevin throws. Appeared to be a bit of a slider, a little bit low and away that time. Ball 1. Runners now on first and second for the Raiders. Sets up a little bit outside, does Banton. Ball low. Brevin digs down right there and gets a little bit of dirt on his hand. You know he's feeling this pressure. He's feeling this heat underneath the lights here at Western Kentucky University. Throws it over the top of the head that time of Matthew Escalera. And after that, you do have to wonder what's happening out there on the mound right now. This is a young man that I'll never question if the moment gets to him, because he's got big playability all over this field. He sets. Runners on second and third now. There's a strike. There we go. 3-1. We need some more of that, bub. This Franklin faithful, I guarantee you every single one of them believes in the ability of that right arm. Here comes the pitch. That one fouled off. That's going all the way out into the street. Three-two count now. One away. Runners on second and third. Warren East leads it 2-0. Brevin pitching from the stretch. Sets. Here's the pitch. That one is going to be, oh my goodness, that is a foul ball. Wow. Oh my word. That one missed ever so closely. That would have scored 2 more runs and been a sliding double, but wiped off the board. The senior Escalera has to be unhappy after that call. That thing was, I mean, it doesn't get any closer than that right there. The umpire standing right on that first base line, though, to goes out into right field, had a perfect view of it. Called foul. So runners move back to second and third, and Escalera into the batter's box, and now he's going to take time. That was a big moment missed right there by the Raiders. That would have put this game in a problem sense for the Wildcats very early on. Goes back to a 2-0 lead. Ring him up, set him down. Strikeout number 2. Now we're in business. Here comes the left-hander, number 24, first baseman, Grant White. Two away here in the bottom of the first now. 2-0 lead still. Checking the runners. Here's the pitch. That one's going to go to shortstop Brady Delk, and he picks it up and fires it over to Lane Alford. A run is going to score as Lane can't scoop it. That's going to go a throwing error on the shortstop right there. It hit about 3 feet out in front of the glove of first baseman Lane Alford, and it just misses, and now Warren East has got runners on the corners and down 3-0. Here's the pitch. Oh my goodness. Eek. Plunks off the helmet of Micah Ford. Thankfully, that young man's okay. I apologize for my wince there. Went right at the head of Micah Ford, and they're going to get him a courtesy runner. Of course, check that young man out. Infield coming around now to check on Brevin Scott. Now that right there, that'll tear up the psyche of a young man, any man, because the last thing you want to do out here on a ball field is hurt someone, and whether intentional or not, that will tear you up. You never want to see an injury like that. Here comes Carter Bassett. Bases loaded with 2 away. Strike 1. Warren East leading now 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. Warren East, you got to give them some credit. They've come to play here early on. Wind up, pitch, foul ball. High and tight. Count runs 0-2 now. A little bit of control issues here early on. Wind up, pitch, ball low and away. 1-2 count now with 2 away. Bases loaded for the Warren East Raiders. Everybody in regular positions out there on defense. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one just tapped out there. That's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run's for sure going to score. They're going to hold the other runners. Bases are going to remain loaded. 4-0. The Warren East fan base has really come alive. And that Warren East dugout going berserk over there. This ball game, unfortunately, getting a bit out of hand here early on. 4-0, bases loaded, 2 away, and they're back to the top of the lineup in number 5, Brendan Bratcher, as they have batted through the lineup now. The man who got things started off here is Bratcher. Bratcher set. Here's the pitch. 1-1 count now from Scott. Somebody's warming up down there in the Franklin Simpson bullpen. I cannot tell who it is. It looks like Carmine Cook. I think that's a lefty that I'm seeing warming up down there. That is a ball that is going to go into foul territory, but Dickerson runs it down to record out number 3. But shoo, glad that one is over. Warren East firmly in control now heading into the top of the second. 4-0. Our Wildcats have got work to do. But we'll just put on our rally caps and we'll see what we can make happen. We were down last night. We're down tonight. But our boys, I've certainly got the faith. Let's go Wildcats. You're listening to Wildcat Baseball live on 923 WFKN. Field for the 4th region semifinal matchup between our Franklin Simpson Wildcats and the Warren East Raiders. You can stream us on 923WFKN.com, download the 923WFKN app, or watch the game streaming on Franklin Simpson Channel 9 through Facebook or YouTube. Well, our Wildcats are finding themselves in an early hole, Warren East leading 4-0 heading into the top of the second, with right fielder Gavin Dickerson in the batter's box. He takes ball 1 from Vincent. Brooks Vincent had himself a good outing. Foul ball. Put back out of play off the bat of Dickerson. Wildcats are going to have to dig deep and find that fight in them. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-2 count. Appeared Dickerson was set on fastball right there, and in came a slow-hanging curveball from Vincent. Wind up, pitch, pulled down the third base line. Coach Will Height pumping his team up right now out there in the third base coach side. Home plate umpire asking for some new baseballs. Dickerson back into the batter's box. He's set. Here's the windup from Vincent. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strikes him out. Raiders going to throw it around the horn after that. Here comes third baseman, senior number 1, Garrett Sadler. And if there's anybody that can pump up this team with a big hit or a big moment, it's Garrett Sadler. Here's the pitch. Takes ball 1 high. Anything can turn this game around for these Wildcats. That's just how they tend to operate. Takes strike 1, 1-1 count now, 1 away. Here at the top of the second inning, it is 8:48 in the evening. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a ball low and inside. Count runs 2-1 now. Coach Matthew Will Height, WKU legend and Hall of Fame member at Western Kentucky University, swung on and missed by Sadler. We talked all about his accolades last night. Got a plaque on the wall inside of Diddle Arena. Another foul ball, foul back out of play by Sadler. 2-2 count. Sadler is choked up Good couple inches on that bat right now. Here's the pitch from Vincent. Swung on. That's going to go to the shortstop, Hinton. Hinton fields it pretty cleanly and skips it into first baseman White, but White digs it up. Records out number 2. Here comes number 4, the second baseman for the Wildcats tonight, Gunnar Key. Key come on in a big moment last night, able to turn 2 to end the ball game. Here's the pitch. Ball high and inside. Ball 1. Looking for a 2-out rally is Franklin Simpson. Wind up, pitch. That one's ball low. 2-0 count now to Key. Wind up, pitch. Another ball low. 3-0 count. Vincent steps back off the rubber, trying to compose himself a little bit after throwing 3 straight balls. This one, I wonder if we'll be swinging. We are not. Strike 1 right down the middle. Took a little something off that one, just trying to put it across the plate. Now we got a hitter's count. Let's see if he gets something to hit. Here's the pitch. That one hammered right back at Vincent. He fields it cleanly. Routine play over to first base. Unfortunately, that's 3 up, 3 down for the Warren East Raiders on our Franklin Simpson Wildcats, as Brevin Scott's going to head back out to the mound, it appears. And we'll see what happens right after this, heading into the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to Wildcat Baseball live on 92.3 WFKN. On 92.3 WFKN. I am Cody Schuler, your voice for Wildcat Baseball. We are live at Western Kentucky University's Nick Deans Field for the 4th Region semifinal matchup between our Franklin Simpson Wildcats and the Warren East Raiders. You can stream us on 923WFKN.com, download the 923 WFKN app, or watch the game streaming on Franklin Simpson Channel 9 through Facebook or YouTube. We're heading into the bottom of the second inning. Warren East on top, 4-0 after a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the second. Brevin Scott is back out on the mound, and number 21, Maddox Terrence, lifts one out straight away to center field. Candicorn for Hunter Jones. Squeezes it, throws it in for out number 1. Number 10, Trey Price, coming up to bat for Warren East. Price, a senior. Hits .354 on the season. Foul ball. Swinging on the first pitch. Goes out of play. You would guess that the conversation was very clear and concise in the dugout over there to senior Brevin Scott after our team went into hit, and curveball gets out of his hand a little wickedly there. I thought it hit Price, but apparently it just misses. Count goes 1-1. Scott sets. Wind up. Pitch. Fired right back at him. He gloves it cleanly, and he's just going to take off and run over to first base and step on it. Now he's going to throw it around. 2 up, 2 down. This is the Brevin Scott that I know. Throws hard, plays hard, gets outs. Strike 1 to Caven Hinton, the cleanup hitter for East. Sets up in the middle of the plate. Does Banton. Here's the pitch. That one just a little bit ball low. 1-1 count, 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning. Warren East Raiders leading 4-0 here. Just shy of the 9 o'clock hour. Strike 2 right down the pipe. And the Franklin Simpson faithful fans getting back into this one a little bit now. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Ring him up, set him down. That's going to be a strike him out, throw him out play as Banton bobbled it. Throws it over to Alford for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. That's what we needed to see for strikeout number 3. Hang on. There's something to be said here. The home plate umpire is calling him back out. Coach Matthew Wilhite is livid right now. Hinton is coming back to the batter's box. I'm not exactly sure what they're calling here. I'm not exactly sure what he called happening right there. Because they didn't record a ball. Because he just threw ball 1 right there. Oh, no, he did call that a ball. He just held up 2-2. If memory serves correctly, he swung the bat for strike 3. I am baffled here. Foul ball into the net by Hinton. Baffled as to what just happened. Franklin Simpson fan base went ballistic. Ring him up, set him down. There's strikeout number 3. Now Scott is fired up. First baseman Lane Alford's fired up. Sadler fired up. Now we're in business. We're in a 4-0 hole, so we got to get these bats working against what has been a difficult hit earned from Brooks Vincent. C-A-T-S, Cats chance. I'm just going to stick with you through the break on this one. I've already spent too much time trying to discuss that one. The infield umpires have come together out there in shallow left center field, and it appears that they're discussing what could possibly be happening. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not even sure. I'm sure somebody will fill me in after the game. But I don't know what they called right there from the home plate umpire. I just know I didn't like it. Hunter Jones getting set to head into the batter's box. These Franklin Simpson fans are on their feet. Somebody brought a cattle bell with them, ringing that bell out there in our fan section. Pumping up Hunter Jones. Coach Wilhite runs on by. Give Jones a pat on the back as Jones steps into the batter's box. Digs himself out a little bit of the spot. Does his little pre-hitting routine. Jones, the bottom of the lineup, but a huge piece of this lineup. Hits 275 on the year. Looking at some high and inside heat there from Brooks Vincent. A little bit of sweet chin music. I believe that's his brother over there I'm seeing right now. And he gets plunked. And they come alive. Man, I love our fans. These people are just, they're all over it. Go Big Blue chants. And the head coach, Sanford, for Warren East, he wants to talk about that last play because, I mean, I don't know what he's trying to argue here. I mean, I guess, what did he expect Hunter to do? I mean, try to pull a backflip out of the batter's box to get out of the way of that one? I mean, He narrowly missed him on the first pitch. He's obviously trying to pitch him high and inside. And then he plunks him in the small of his back on the next one. I don't know what Sanford could be arguing right there. He was hit by the pitch. It is what it is. Move on and let Scott get to the bag. Attempted pickoff there by Vincent. Jones is safe. Jones with 6 for 6 on stolen base attempts this season. Good lead, not huge. Here's the pitch. Curveball misses outside. No, he didn't get him. Not even close. He's back safely after the catcher, Micah Ford, tries to throw him out. Another just normal lead over there for Jones. Here's the pitch. That one comes across plate for strike one. 1-1 count now to Brevin. Brevin set up in the back inside part of the plate. Not crowding, but inside. Here's the pitch. Foul ball. 1-2 count now. Brevin, a .310 hitter on the year. Third on the team with 31 hits. Through an even 100 at-bats. 3 doubles, a triple. 15 walks. Here's the pitch. That one, I believe, was called a foul ball. Reached out there and just kind of tapped it. Enough just to get the barrel of the bat down on the ball, stay alive in this at-bat. 1-2 count now. Vincent checks the runner. Jones just another regular lead. Here's the pitch. He taps that one again, and that's going to get out into right field. Hunter Jones holds up. It looks like there was some confusion there between first baseman Grant White and second baseman Carter Bassett as to who was going to try to field that ball. I think Bassett took off to second base thinking that they were going to try to turn 2. And White was going to field it. But the ball was moving entirely too fast for them to try to turn 2 that way. Vincent couldn't have been over there to plate first. But either way, here comes sophomore shortstop number 7, Brady Delk. Wildcats are in business. 2 on, nobody away. And right here in the heart of the lineup, Vincent steps off this time. That is the first hit in 9 innings of action that Vincent has given up to these Wildcats. I didn't want to talk about it early on, but he threw that no-hitter. Shows bunt, foul ball. The sophomore, you got to give him some credit here. He's been phenomenal against the Wildcats. Threw the no-hitter earlier in the season at their house at Warren East High School. And he's looking great so far on the mound, even though the Wildcats stranded 2 on in the top of the first. And he pulls off the mound again. Don't know if there's communication here or what the issue is. And here comes the train across the tracks, if you hear it going off in the background. Shows bunt again, pulls back, high and inside from Vincent. Brady, a .318 hitter on the year. 1-1 count to Brady. Wildcats looking at a tremendous opportunity to get back into this one. Shows bunt, high and inside yet again. Two-one count. This is where the intensity is starting to pick up for the Wildcats. This is where you'd love to hear the Wildcat faithful begin to get in the head. It shows bunt again. That one's another ball high. Wildcat faithful starting to get more and more into this one, more and more amped up into the head of the young sophomore out on the mound for Warren East. Lane Alford on deck. Brady Delk stepping out of the box, looking for a new signal from his coach out there on third base, Coach Wilhite. As he's back into the box, Vincent is set from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That's ball high. He double checks this time, it looked like, before he walked over. And we've got a bases loaded, no out ball game right now in the top of the third inning with the Lane train. As the train goes by, Lane Alford. Go Big Blue chants raining in here as Sanford's talking it over with his pitcher, Vincent. Man, this is fun. This is so fun. The parents, the staff, thank you to everybody that's involved with this. I know we're beyond the school year, and yet the Franklin Simpson faithful, they're still here. You know, you don't get a whole lot of that in other communities. But this community, you all showed up and you're showing out here for this ball team. Alford, a junior, hits .402 on the year. Here's the pitch. Ball high. 1-0 count. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Lane has not hit a home run this season. He takes strike one. But he's got plenty of power in the bat to burn any one of these outfielders that are left field is kind of a little bit in to be playing left field right here. Same for right field and center. Foul ball. 1-2 count now to Lane Alford. A big moment for that young man. Griff Banton, the cleanup hitter in the lineup, in the on-deck circle. Vincent steady out there on the mound right now for the Raiders. Lane wants timeout. Looks like he takes a big, deep breath there. Back into the batter's box. Vincent set. Here's the pitch. That one's low and away. 2-2 count. Lane's got a tremendous eye for the ball. He's walked with a team leading 29 times through the regular season. 2-2 count, nobody away. Bases loaded for Franklin Simpson Wildcats. Here's the pitch. That one's a bit outside as the count runs full. You imagine Vincent, as he takes a deep breath, will fire this one right down the middle and see if Alford can catch up to his fastball. Sets, pitches. That one goes outside. A run will walk in, and there is a team leading 30th out. And the Wildcats have put one across the plate, one on the board, a 4-1 ball game. Micah Ford wants to talk it over with his sophomore pitcher, Brooks Vincent, after that. Good battle there by Lane Alford. Bases remain loaded. And here comes cleanup hitter, Griff Banton. Griff has not hit a home run this year, but he did lift, I think it was 2 out last year. One of those happened to be at Warren East. I remember it very fondly as Vincent steps back off the rubber. Now he's back. Banton is set. If I know Griff, he's looking to crush this. That's a ball. Way high hanging curveball. He didn't have a great grip on that one. I'll tell you just the way it came out of his hand. And there goes somebody down into the bullpen for Warren East. That's going to be a ball low from Vincent. Let's see how long the leash is here for Vincent if he walks another one in. Vincent checks all the runners. That one is low and away. Micah Ford tries to pick off third base runner. It's back safely to no avail. 3-0 count now. to Griff Banton. Let's see if he's got the green light in a huge situation here. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. Let's see if Sanford's coming to get him as the second run of the game walks in. But here comes Matthew Escalera, and here comes pitching coach for Warren East. Time called. And there's Braxton Jenkins. My goodness. 4-2 ball game here in the top of the third. You see, I love playoff baseball. We're going to have a pitching change. Looks like Brendan Bratcher is going to come in out of right field for the Warren East Raiders. Brendan Bratcher, a junior. Oh. And Chance coming in out of this crowd now. You know, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to take a look out here. We've got the man, Mike Jones, over there in the plaid blue and white overalls as Brendan Bratcher's warming up. And he's got the crazy blue wig on. I see his Hunter Jones' younger brother over there going a little wild. CATS, Cats coming. Oh, my goodness, I love it. This is exciting right here. This is summertime, 9/11 in the evening on May the 28th. It says 67 degrees, but I guarantee everybody sitting here in this crowd is sweating. I mean, just an incredible atmosphere at Western Kentucky University's Nick Deans Field. You're listening to Wildcat Baseball right here on 92.3 WFKN. I'm Cody Schuler if you're just joining us, your voice for Wildcat Baseball. And we're walking into a huge moment with the designated hitter, the hero from last night's game. The designated hitter, the senior number 6, Braxton Jenkins, walking to the plate, facing a relief pitcher, just like last night, with the bases loaded, just like last night, down 2 runs, just like last night. Swung on and missed. High heat that time coming from Bratcher. Bratcher, third most innings pitched, got a 2.46 ERA, 29 strikeouts on the year. Swung on and missed another big cut. Goes down to one knee there for about a half a second. Does Braxton Jenkins. 0-2 count. Hole early here. Ahead in the count is Bratcher. Choked way up on the bat is Jenkins, and he strikes out. Tell you what, he's up there to swing the bat. I love the green light that young man has in his head. The go-for-it attitude. But here comes senior Gavin Dickerson. Here's the pitch. Ball high. Misses just a little there. Michael Ford wanted that call. I'll be honest, it looked good from my point of view, but called a ball. Dickerson turns on that one. Foul ball straight back. Count goes 1-1. And the Franklin Simpson crowd eerily quiet right now for this huge moment. Bases loaded, 1 out, 1-1 count with Gavin Dickerson at the plate. The senior on in a big moment. That one's popped up. Infield fly. First baseman White fields it cleanly. Dickerson upset with himself as the second out is recorded. But here comes third baseman Garrett Sadler. You know, even though he's a 7-hole hitter, like I'm okay with this right now. Sadler, a .235 hitter on the year. Swings it. Misses. Strike one. Sadler been on a tear through the district tournament. Good game last night. Just shows so much heart and soul out there on the field. Swings and misses at high heat, loses his bat that time. Sadler does not wear batting gloves. You can tell that he likes to have a feel for the game. Wiping off his hands after that one. He's choked up on the bat as he's in an 0-2 hole early. Foul ball. My goodness, what a change of pace this will be if Bratcher comes in and strikes out the side after starter Brooks Vincent walks in 2 runs with the bases loaded. 0-2, 2 away, bases loaded. Garrett Sadler at the plate. Another foul ball. Staying alive is Sadler. Gunnar Key in the on-deck circle. 4-2 ball game here in the top of the 3rd. Wildcats bats have not been great so far. Just 1 hit recorded on the evening. That's a ball high. 1-2 count. Bratcher with 2 strikeouts already, the first 2 batters he's faced. Have to see what he's going to throw here. Another foul ball. Whoa, that one almost caught a fan. That one came down off of the top of the tower here and bounced right in front of a kid. Just an absolute war between Bratcher and Sadler here. 1-2 count. Staying alive. Fouled off 3 balls already. Sets does Bratcher. Here's the pitch. Another ball way high. 2-2 count. Bratcher has come down from space a little bit now, you could say, after striking out those first 2 hitters. Sets, pitches. Swings on that one and foul tips that one. Again, tight on the hands. Still looking at a 2-2 count. That's another foul ball. Still bases loaded, 4-2. Warren East leads. Top of the 3rd. Here's the pitch. Ball low, 3-2 count now with 2 away. Let's see what Bratcher's got in store. The coaches for Warren East out there barking orders. Having some shifts happening out in the outfield. Here's the pitch. Runners are away. Lifted, foul. Whoa. Sadler turned on that one very quickly. Fired it way out of play. Past the left field foul territory wall. Warren East faithful have gotten into this one too. I'm sure you're hearing some background noise coming from those. They're sitting right in front of me. Steps off the rubber that time. That was nearly a balk right there. I believe that could have been called a balk and walked in another one. Turns on that one. Another foul ball. Runners are away here on a full count with 2 away. No matter what happens, runners are taken off. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, bases loaded. Franklin Simpson down 4-2 to Warren East Raiders in top of the 3rd. Here's the pitch. Swings and misses. Oh, what a heartbreaking moment right there. Sadler severely upset with himself, but Franklin Simpson Wildcats, let's take this into perspective here. They get things easily back within striking distance, and now are looking at a 4-2 deficit. They put 2 more on the board right there. We're okay. We've got this one easily within striking distance. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll get right back with you right after this. You're listening to Wildcat Baseball live on 92.3 WFKN. Action on 92.3 WFKN. I am Cody Schuler, your voice for Wildcat Baseball. We are live at Western Kentucky University's Nick Deans Field for the 4th Region semifinal matchup between our Franklin Simpson Wildcats and the Warren East Raiders. You can stream us on 923WFKN.com or download the 923WFKN app or watch the game streaming on Franklin Simpson Channel 9 through Facebook or YouTube. We are picking up here in the bottom of the 3rd inning where our Franklin Simpson Wildcats have taken the field on defense and looking at a 4-2 deficit right now. Some big-time action there in the top of the 3rd inning where starting pitcher Brooks Vincent walked in, bases loaded, 2 runs before getting pulled for right fielder Brendan Bratcher, where he comes on and strikes out the side. Just a high and a deep low right there. A crazy bit of action. As Brendan Scott looking at a 2-1 count. Number 3, Aiden Barrick, the designated hitter. He sets, pitches, just a bit outside that time. 3-1 count. Barrick walked earlier in this one. Scott sets. Wind up, pitch, fired right back at Scott, and he's excited after that one. Tosses it underhand over to Lane Alford. I tell you what, the momentum, even though down by 2 runs right now, is with Franklin Simpson. Warren East, after an outstanding opening inning in the bottom of the 1st, where they put 4 runs on the board, we've retired 4 in a row now. Sets, pitches, bit outside there by Scott. Scott has certainly found his groove in this one. Wind up, pitch, right down the middle for strike 1. 1-1 count, 1 away. 9:22 here at night. 67 degrees. Beautiful curveball. 1-2 count with 1 away. This action has just been phenomenal. That's a ground ball. Brady Delk fields it, fires it over to first base to Lane Alford. A great running throw right there. I enjoy watching that young man play shortstop position. You see just a great bit of athleticism on his part as number 24, the first baseman, Grant White, steps into the left-hand side of the batter's box. Crowding the plate a little bit, waving his bat around. Not quite Gary Sheffield-esque, but he's just spinning it around as he rips one out into right center field. I mean, an absolute shot. Gavin Dickerson has got it, throws it in. There's going to be a play at second. Not in time. Slides in there. That thing was just ripped out into right center field. Decided to try to stretch it into a double, and it paid off. And here comes number 6, the catcher, Micah Ford. Right-handed hitter. Brevins back to pitching from the stretch now. Checking the runner. Here's the pitch. Swung on, missed. Strike 1. 2 away for our Wildcats. In the matchup before us, we saw Greenwood's pitching versus Russell's hitting, and Russell's hitting 1 out. I believe that final was a 6-2 victory for the Russell Lakers. Congratulations to them. Speaking of Lakers, rest in peace, Bill Walton. Phenomenal philanthropist, person in the world of basketball. Ball too low there from Scott to Ford. 2-1 count now, 2 away. Warren East on top here in the bottom of the 3rd, 4-2. Checking the runner is Scott. Here's the pitch. That one a bit high and outside. 3-1 count. Trying to get a bit of a better grip on that ball right there. Licked his fingers a couple times, wiping his hand off, was Brevin Scott. Sets take a couple deep breaths there. Here's the pitch. That one's going to go over to Gunnar Key. He bobbles it. Tries to throws it away. Runner is going to come in. Let's see, there's going to be a play. No play at the plate. Run scores. Micah Ford. Key bobbled it. Tried to throw it over to Alford. Not in time. Overthrew it. Got away from Alford. Runner comes all the way around from second base. They're going to get a courtesy runner for Ford now, out on second. And now here comes second baseman, number 1, Carter Bassett, batting in the 9-hole. Errors in these situations can just be a momentum killer, as that certainly was. And Warren East now leads it 5-2. Fastball low for ball 1. Sets, checks the runner to Scott, checks him again. Here's the pitch. Another fastball low. 2-0 now. Still looks like we've got Carmine Cook out in the bullpen, still warming up. I think he's just trying to stay loose at this point. Strike 1, paints the inside part of the plate, does Scott. Scott sets, checks the runner. Here's the pitch. That one fired. Let's see if Key can handle this one. He fields it cleanly, fires it over to Alford. That's out number 3. Routine play there by Key makes that play look a whole lot better than the last one. But Warren East does a little bit more damage and extends their lead now to 3 runs, and now lead this one 5-2 heading into the top of the 4th inning. Let's see our Franklin Simpson Wildcats put on those rally caps. You're listening to Wildcat Baseball live on 92.3 WFKN. On 92.3 WFKN. I am Cody Schuler, your voice for Wildcat Baseball. We are live at Western Kentucky University's Nick Deans Field for the 4th region semifinal matchup between our Franklin Simpson Wildcats and the Warren East Raiders. You can stream us on 923WFKN.com, download the 923WFKN app, or watch the game streaming on Franklin Simpson Channel 9 through Facebook or YouTube. We're picking up here in the top of the 4th inning where the Warren East Raiders extended their lead to 3 runs and now lead this one 5-2. Brendan Bratcher came on in relief of what I thought was number 23, Brooks Vincent. But now it appears that Vincent is back on the mound. He throws. Ball 1. Here's pitch. That one is lifted out into center field. Trey Price is underneath it. Squeezes it off the bat of Gunnar Key for out number 1. And here comes Hunter Jones. Hunter was hit by a pitch earlier in this one that got things going for the Wildcats when they scored those 2 runs. It's a 5-2 ball game right now. Hunter walks into the batter's box with one away. Here's the pitch. Ball low. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. That's a foul ball. 1-1 count now. We've got 12 seniors on this team, as that's a chopper over the top of the mound, but Hinton is charging, and he fields it and fires it over to White for out number 2. Here comes senior number 8, Brevin Scott. Great play there by shortstop Caven Hinton. Hinton had a great jump on that one, as that one was chopper right over top of the mound. Nowhere near able to get to that one was Vincent. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. Scott gets in there, set, inside, back part of the plate. I don't know about that one, but called strike. 1-1 count now with 2 away. Wind up, pitch, swung on and missed for strike 2. Some high heat there. Brady Delk on deck. Scott set. Here's the pitch. That's ball outside. 2-2 count. So saying we got 12 seniors on this roster. Not all of them see playing time. We've got a great young core. That's another foul ball off the bat of Brevin Scott. In the 15-0 win at home at Franklin Simpson's Greg Shelton Field. Swung on and missed. Vincent strikes him out right there. Tell you what, it's been some tough sledding for our Franklin Simpson Wildcats, trying to record hits here tonight as they go 3 up, 3 down, and Brevin Scott's going to head back out to the mound. We're looking at a 5-2 deficit as Warren East is going to be heading back to the batter's box. You're listening to Wildcat Baseball live on 92.3 WFKN. Action on 92.3 WFKN. I am Cody Schuler, your voice for Wildcat Baseball. We are live at Western Kentucky University's Nick Deans Field for the 4th Region semifinal matchup between our Franklin Simpson Wildcats and the Warren East Raiders. You can stream us on 923WFKN.com, download the 923WFKN app, or watch the game streaming on Franklin Simpson's Channel 9 through Facebook or YouTube. You hear the roar of the Warren East Raiders crowd right here. And our Franklin Simpson fans matching that energy. I'm sure you can hear it coming through here as here comes, I believe that's the top of the lineup, and number 9, Brendan Bratcher. Number 5, Brendan Bratcher. Yep, he's going to send it over to Gunnar Key. Key is going to bobble it, fires it, misses again. That is the second bobble and throwing error that we've seen by Key here tonight. We usually will take a look at Brevin Scott out there on second base for the Wildcats. And here comes Griff Banton. He is calling all of the infield in right here. I'm sure this is a let's lock it down kind of moment for these Wildcats. Runner does advance on up to second after the throwing error. But the way that Warren East has been getting around the bases here tonight. It's not been quite the outing that we had hoped for up to this point on defense or from the batter's box. Here comes number 21, Maddox Terrence. That one gets away from Banton just a little bit for ball one. He's able to keep it in front of him. Maddox Terrence, right-handed hitter. Checks the runner out on second base. Here's the pitch. 2-0 now. Another ball. Got to give credit where credit's due. These Warren East Raiders have been doing everything right so far. Minus the 2 walked-in runs that happened earlier in this one. Warren East leads it 5-2. 3-0 count now to Terrence. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. 4 straight balls. Terrence a 400 hitter, so with a free base there, you wonder if that was, in fact, a coaching choice there. And here comes number 10, Trey Price. Price, the center fielder for the Raiders. Here's the pitch. That one, foul territory towards the Wildcat dugout. Lane Alford runs it down. Lane, also a fantastic multi-sport athlete at Franklin Simpson High School. Great football player. Led the team in interceptions this year with 4. Strike 1 from Brevin there. As Price goes into an 0-2 hole here. We've got a pitcher's count. Price, a right-handed hitter. Banton sets up outside. Here's the pitch, and curveball does not quite find its way out to where Banton was set. Stayed in, and just kind of broke at the last second. Price fouled it off. Still looking at 0-2 hole here. Nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning with a runner out on second. After the error by Key. There's a foul ball off the bat of Price. Crowds have quieted for just a moment here. Every time the Raider crowd gets fired up, the Wildcat crowd tends to get fired up with them and just gives it right back. Here's the pitch by Scott. That one goes way high and outside, gets past Banton, misses it, nearly catches the helmet of Price. A few more balls here to the umpire. 1-2 count, though, as Price has been battling in this one against Scott. Scott going to go back to pitching from the windup. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Run will score on that one, but Delk fires it over to first base, holds the runner at second. Runner comes in from third. Now we're looking at a 6-2 ball game. Warren East put 4 up in the bottom of the first, added 1 in the bottom of the third, and they've added another one just now here in the bottom of the 4th. As here comes Caven Hinton. Hinton, the shortstop. Here's the pitch. Fired, line drive right back at Scott, but Key is there. Picks it up, fields it cleanly, sends it over to Alford for out number 2. Runner does advance from second to third. Here comes designated hitter number 3, Aiden Barrick. Barrick, a .341 hitter on the season. He's just struck out 3 times. I mean, that's That is a huge, huge accomplishment right there. Credited with 88 at-bats, scored 22 runs on the season, has 30 hits. To just strike out 3 times, I mean, that's massive. He struck out here tonight, though. Left-handed hitter. Foul ball. Oh, 1 count, 2 away, runner on third. Warren East Raiders leading this one 6-2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. That one lifted out and to right on the line. It's going to be in foul territory. Oh, Cody Alexander. Diving attempt, unable to make it over there. Almost able to run that one down. A fantastic effort out of your left fielder there, the senior Alexander. Alexander, great soccer player for Franklin Simpson High School throughout his career here. Wind up, 0-2 pitch, foul ball. Staying alive. Right there is Barrick. Barrick fighting this one off. Just kind of poked his bat out there and trying to touch the ball. Brevin, hopping a bit there. He grounds that one out to Key. Key fields it cleanly, sends it over to Alford for out number 3. No more damage done, but they did put another one and extend their lead to 4 runs. Warren East Raiders leading our Franklin Simpson Wildcats here in a late one, 6-2. You're listening to Wildcat Baseball live on 92.3 WFKN. The action on 92.3 WFKN. I am Cody Schuler, your voice for Wildcat Baseball. We are live at Western Kentucky University's Nick Deans Field for the 4th region semifinal matchup between our Franklin Simpson Wildcats and the Warren East Raiders. You can stream us on 923WFKN.com, download the 923WFKN app, or watch the game streaming on Franklin Simpson Channel 9 through Facebook or YouTube. We're heading into the top of the 5th inning right now, where we are needing to mount a comeback. And here's our sophomore shortstop, just the man to get us started, Brady Delk. A little bit of a pause there in the action as one of the assistant coaches for Warren East saw a stray baseball out there by the left field line, trotting down there to pick it up. Delk takes strike 1 on the inside part of the plate. Brady saw starting action from the shortstop position as he takes ball 1 inside. Saw starting action all season long last year as a freshman. That takes a ball low. 2-1 count now. Back into the box. Set up in the back of the batter's box, a little bit inside on his stance. Fights that one off, foul ball. Came way in on the handle. Curveball got in tight on him. 2-2 runs the count. Sets, pitches. That one's fired to the shortstop, Hinton. Hinton bobbles it a bit. He's going to pick it up, fire it over to White, but not in time. That one's going to get past as Brady turned left off of that one. Thought about trying to turn it out into 2, but you got to give Micah Ford some credit. The catcher for Warren East, sprinting down the first baseline, was there to pick it up as the ball got away from Grant White. Brady wisely chooses to go back to first base. That's going to be ruled an error, E6. Strike 1 to the new hitter, Lane Alford. 1 on with nobody away, looking at an 0-1 count. This is big opportunity yet again for the Wildcats. With a runner on, he takes ball 1. Wildcats desperately needing to mount a comeback here, just with a few more chances at getting into this game. Lane fights that one off for strike 2, foul ball. 1-2 count with nobody away, runner on first. Warren East leading 6-2. Here's the pitch. Fights it off again, another foul ball. Franklin Simpson faithful, a little bit quiet right now. Here's the pitch for Vincent. Ball high. The Raider fans liked what they saw from that pitch, but the ball was way up in the zone. 2-2 now to Alford. Vincent checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Turns that one into the third baseman, nearly gets into the gap. They try to turn 2, does not happen. Takes the fielder's choice, sends it over to second base. Bassett covers that one. Delk sliding into second, not able to make it in time as they record out number 1, and Alford now takes Delk's place on first base. Here comes junior Griff Banton. Vincent wants a new baseball now. Banton set in there, ready to go now. Checks Lane Alford, the runner. Lane jumps out there like he was going to take off. That one's fouled out of play. Lane showed some wheels during the district tournament, stole 3 bases. And that one, he's 14 for 14 on stolen base attempts. Let's see if Coach Wilhite decides to get a little more dangerous in this one and aggressive. Here's the pitch. Lane does not go. Jumped out there like he was about to take off yet again. Micah Ford looks him back to first base. 1-1 count now, 1 away. Runner on first here at the top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Lane does it again. That one lifted out into left field. That one's going to get down for a base hit. That hits the wall, and Lane Alford's going around third, and Coach Wilhite's going to hold him. A stand-up double by Griff Banton. Now the Franklin Simpson fans come back alive. We're going to see Peyton Brown. CATS chants coming in out of these Franklin Simpson fans. And here comes, in another big moment, Braxton Jenkins. It's 2 on, just 1 out here at the top of the 5th. An opportunity to drive home 2 if he can find some green grass. Peyton Brown with plenty of speed out there on second base could easily get around the bases. Lane Alford on third right now. Vincent from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That one outside. 1-0 count, 1 away. Franklin Simpson just will not go away in this one. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Braxton has shown that he doesn't mind the high heat. He's choked up a little bit on the bat. Here's the pitch as he takes a strike down the middle that time. One, 2 count. 1 away. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch. That one's sent to the second baseman. He's going to field it. Fired over to White. A run does score. Don't know what White was doing there, but he picks it up and fired it over to third. Alford comes in to score and makes this a 6-3 game. And here comes Gavin Dickerson. Dickerson, senior right fielder. The leading running back for the football team at Franklin Simpson High School. I don't know Gavin's college plans, but I assume he's going to be on somebody's field somewhere. Oh, wow. That hanging curveball, I don't know. Strike one. Ball one. Should be 2-0 count. 1-1 count, 2 away. Runner on third right now for Franklin Simpson. 6-3 ball game. Warren East leading. Here's the pitch. That's a ball low. 2-1. You got to love the kids that are here. I'm sure little brothers and little sisters that you're seeing out here playing in the stands and just cheering on their team. That's strike two. That one right down the middle. All these kids here are just having a big time. They're out nearly 10 o'clock at night. Here it is, about 9 minutes till 10 o'clock hour. Underneath the lights at Nick Deans Field at West Kentucky University. Timeout called there by Gavin Dickerson. Finding himself in yet another big moment. 2-2, 2 away. Vincent sets. Here's the pitch. Foul ball. Looked like it was going to be another curveball out of the arm of Vincent. And Dickerson was set on fastball. Very good fastball hitter. Can turn on one and pull it out to left field very quickly and easily. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. He strikes out. Well, Franklin Simpson does put one on the board, but they're still at a 3-run deficit. Going to be heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. We're looking at a 6-3 ball game, and we just got to get some of our bats moving. Don't know what we got to do to pump some adrenaline into this one. I'm just going to hang out with you through this break rather than breaking. Brevin Scott is back out on the bump. The senior, Coach Will Height, is going to let him continue to fight his way through this one. Peyton Brown, Carmine Cook, Gavin Dickerson, Hunter Jones, Gunnar Key, Garrett Sadler, Brevin Scott, Abel Stevens, John West, and Colton Wilson. Just lots of senior leadership. And Braxton Jenkins as well, excuse me. But lots of good young core as well. Lane Alford, Griff Banton, Brady Delk, Gavin Link. Good young core returning next season for Coach Will Height and the Wildcats. Scott, those curveball misses a little bit low and inside. To number 9, Matthew Escalera, the third baseman for Warren East Raiders. Sets, here's the pitch. Fastball down the middle for strike one. Escalera has had himself a good career for the Warren East Raiders, hitting .280 on the year. The top pitcher for the Raiders as he takes ball 2. Escalera has thrown 55 innings as a pitcher, carries a 2.93 ERA, 4-1 win-loss record. There's strike 2 from Brevin Scott. Fastball paints the outside part of the plate. 2-2 count now. Warren East, leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 5th inning, leading 6-3. That one's fired right up the middle. Can Brady Delk get to it? He does, but is it going to be in time? It is! Brady Delk, a tremendously athletic play. charged the middle of the field all the way in behind second base, dove at it. Thought he may have bobbled it, but he was able to pop up and fire it over to Alford for out number 1 to retire Escalera. The tracking ability right there that showed. Here comes number 24, the first baseman, Grant White. What a comeback that this would be for the Wildcats. I mean, this would be one for the ages if we can get ourselves back into this one. White on top of the plate right here as he takes ball 1. 1-1 count now. Pitching from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That one low and inside. White not necessarily crowding in the batter's box, but he's getting bent over almost as Scott has begun to throw those last 2 pitches. Not so much that time as he turns on one and lifts it out to right field. He's underneath it is the right fielder for out number 1. That's no longer Gavin Dickerson out there. Can't see the number on him from here. There, strike 1. To number 6, the catcher, Micah Ford. One count. If I'm not mistaken, that looks like junior Gavin Link out there in right field. Swung on and missed by Ford for strike 2. May have been fouled, but he strike 2 either way. Sets up outside to Spanton. Here's the pitch. Ball 2 low. 2-1 count. 2 away. 2-2, excuse me. In the bottom of the 5th inning. Warren East leading 6-3. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Ring him up, set him down. Brevin Scott fired up after that one. And now our Wildcats are heading back into the dugout to put their rally caps on and try to mount yet another comeback in the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to Wildcat Baseball live on 92.3 WFKN. On 92.3 WFKN, I am Cody Schuler, your voice for Wildcat Baseball. We are live at Western Kentucky University's Nick Deans Field for the 4th region semifinal matchup between our Franklin Simpson Wildcats and the Warren East Raiders. You can stream us on 923WFKN.com, download the 923WFKN app, or watch the game streaming on Franklin Simpson Channel 9 through Facebook or YouTube. Well, here's the situation we're looking at right now as it stands. Warren East is leading 6-3. That is what it is. But, on the other hand, we've got senior, number 1, Garrett Sadler, coming to the plate. Following him, looks like we're going to see number 2, Colton Wilson, on deck. Going to be pinch hitting. Coach Will Height making a change to the lineup here. Turned on that one, launched it into same foul territory. That one would have hit the wall on a line right there if it was just straightened out a bit more. Garrett he's hitting the ball right now. Just need to straighten out just a bit. That one gets skipped in. Ball 1. As Dickerson struck out a couple times tonight, I don't know if we're going to see him back in the lineup with the movement we've seen out in right field with what appeared to be junior Gavin Link out there as Sadler takes ball 2. Vincent winds up. That one is sent out into right field, but it appears that Bratcher's underneath it, records out number 1. Fly ball. Bratcher was underneath it. And here comes number 2, Colton Wilson. Colton Wilson is the hitter. That one fouled off. 0-1 count. Got senior number 5, Hunter Jones, in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. Skipped in by Vincent. He wants a new baseball. Guess he doesn't like that one. I wouldn't either after that one. Our boys need to get themselves on base and record a few hits. There's another strike for strike 2. 1-2 count now to Wilson. Wilson has not seen a ton of playing time this year. There's a good eye for ball 2. Wilson does have a .227 average, though. Here's the pitch. That one grounded to Vincent. He underhand tosses it over to White. There's out number 2. With Hunter Jones on his way into the batter's box. Wildcats have just been unable to hit the ball into play tonight away from these Warren East defenders. 3 runs on what's just technically been 2 hits. Jones takes ball 1. Here in the top of the 6th inning, Warren East leading 6-3. Wind up, pitch. That one sent into the gap. Hunter Jones attempted to get a 2-out rally here. Trying to pump up these Franklin Simpson fans. Got the cowbell out down there. As Brevin Scott is headed to the batter's box. I know that these seniors will not go quietly into the night. They don't want this to be it. Foul ball. They're going to give everything that they've got. It's in their DNA. Vincent checks the runner, sets. Here's the pitch. Popped up right over towards Grant White. He squeezes it for out number 3. Tell you what, I'm going to hang out with you through this one as we're going to head into the bottom of the 6th inning. That is, in fact, Gavin Link out in right field at this point. Brevin Scott looks like he's going to head back to the mound. Cody Alexander headed out into left field. This remains a 6-3 contest here. You hear so many of these fans just absolutely giving it to them. Warren East fan base has come alive, and the stands are still absolutely jam-packed with people in here. I mean, just very few seats to be had, and down the third base foul line, Franklin Simpson fans loaded down first base side. Warren East loaded down third base side. And you see the Russell County coaches sitting out there close to the flagpole. And here comes somebody for the Warren East fan base. trying to pump up their fans, calling for them to get on their feet and cheer as Warren East is going to be headed into the batter's box. And here comes Franklin Simpson fans right back at them. I love it. I love it. The enthusiasm is just a 10 out of 10 here tonight. Here comes number 1, the bottom of the lineup, Carter Bassett. Bassett, the second baseman for Warren East Raiders. Swung on and missed from Scott. Leading off this one, we questioned if a few things for our Wildcats. As that one gets fought off and sent over to second base for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Colton Wilson playing second base at this point. In for Gunnar Key. The seniors now taking over. Here comes the top of the lineup for Warren East, Brendan Bratcher, playing right field. Swung on, foul ball. The one thing we did question leading into this broadcast tonight, and the biggest question for a tournament play, is could we get enough pitching out of this bullpen for the Wildcats? And could our defense hold up enough and keep the Raiders' bats in check to pull out this semifinal win? As Bratcher's looking at a 2-1 count. And I see that they've only got 3 hits recorded on 6 runs scored. But they have found their way around the bases on a couple of throwing errors, on a double steal, as Bratcher walks off ball 4 thrown by Scott. And just the right plays have come along at the right time for Warren East. Everything's just gone their way here tonight. Lady Luck has been on their side as number 21, Maddox Terrence, comes up to bat. One of the seniors for Warren East. Here's the pitch from Scott, low and inside. Terrence, a 400 hitter. Got to be a little bit leery of his bat from the right-handed side of the batter's box. Checks the runner to Scott. Here's the pitch. High and away. 2-0 count now. Seen some position changes, but not quite anything from the bullpen. 3-0 now to Terrence. Warren East leading this one here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 6-3. We're looking at 10:08 at nighttime, 66 degrees here at Western Kentucky University's Nick Deans Field. Scott checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. Puts that one right across top of the plate. Maddox Terrence. Hearing some continued clapping going on. Runner goes, and he walks on ball 4. Here comes Coach Matthew Wilhite, and it looks like he is calling time. Don't know if we're going to see the pitching change, but yep, takes the ball from him, gives him a pat. A tremendous career to this point by the senior, number 8, Brevin Scott. We're going to have one more shot at it It looks like number 16. That's 18. That's Boy Blankenberg, the lefty. Boy Blankenberg getting a few warm-up pitches in out there on the mound. Got a couple of sleeves on. Boy has pitched the third most amount of innings, for the Wildcats at 24. Got a 2.84 ERA. 18 strikeouts through 24 innings. Boy is just a freshman. I know we'll see a whole lot more of him next season, for sure. Getting set up out there. Just throwing some gas coming in. And he tips his hat to Griff Banton, and he looks like he's ready to go as these Warren East Raiders are trying to continue to come alive. Late in the hour. Late in the game here for these Franklin Simpson Wildcats with 1 out and 2 on now, behind 6-3. Blankenberg, the lefty, sets and checks the runner out on second. Here's the pitch. Foul ball. That was a late tailing pitch. Came a little bit inside onto the bat of Trey Price. Price didn't even get a check swing around. 0-1 count. Boy sets, checks the runner on second. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by Price. Good looking pitch there from Blankenberg. Getting some cheers from the Franklin Simpson crowd. Checking the runners. Here's the pitch. And he plunks Price that time, right on the knee. That's going to load the bases for the Wildcats. For the Raiders. With shortstop number 7, Caven Hinton. Hinton in the cleanup spot. And Hinton, a .295 hitter. Swung on and missed that time. 1 away. A dire situation here if you're Franklin Simpson. Needing these 2 outs. Swung on and missed. Good looking pitch there from Blankenberg yet again. Blankenberg sets. Takes the signal, checks the runner over at third. Here's the pitch. That one lifted out into shallow right field. Gavin Link is on his horse. He is underneath it, retires it. There's going to be a play at the plate. Oh, and Lane Alford cuts it off. Alford cuts it off. Banton asking him about it there. Some discussion, but they're going to low five each other. Has a sacrifice fly there. Comes off the bat of Caven Hinton. And another run scores, and they extend their lead to 4 runs now in a 7-3 ball game. Here comes number 3, Aiden Barrick. Lefty versus lefty right here. Here's the pitch. High and away. Runners now on second and third as they have tagged one in on the sacrifice fly. Here's the pitch. That one hammered out into right field. That one's going to get into the wall. Link is firing that one in here. 2 runs are going to score. And Barrick awkwardly slides into second base. We're looking at a 9-3 ball game here. Sanford looking to get a courtesy runner in for Barrick. Barrick looked a little bit hobbled, I will say. Nah, he's fine. Pumping his chest there as they're coming in. And this game appears to have gotten just out of hand as it's been extended to 6-run lead. This has not been the night that we wanted. This has not been the night that we expected. You liked what you had in your senior pitcher coming in on night 2 off of the heels of a huge program-marking win, beating South Warren, the reigning 4th region champs. Boy Blankenberg throws it. That one's lined. Brady Delk makes a tremendous play, fires it over to first, but way off the bag. And there's a play at the plate, and he is out. Alford wisely turns and threw that one towards home plate and tagged out the runner to retire this one. I'm going to stick with this break one more time, as this may be, unless our Wildcats can just put something utterly magnificent together on the bases. Down 6 runs right now. This would be what a dreams are made of kind of scenario if we come back into this matchup. One last shot at this one as Warren East is getting out. You're hearing the cheers coming from the fans. Just a phenomenal crowd. It's been a fun night. It's been a fun atmosphere. Both crowds have been into this so much. Kudos to each and every one of you, parents, brothers, and sisters, Franklin Simpson staff members, everybody who's been here. Shout out to the Lady Cats softball team. I've seen all of them. I've seen some coaches. All these young little kids out here, 10-17 at night. Sweet Caroline coming across the speakers, fans enjoying it. Thank you to the KHSAA that's been hosting this one. Seeing Trey Price out on the mound right here. Looks like he's going to try to come on for the save in this one, as Brady Delk is warming up over there. I think he's going to be our leadoff hitter heading into this one. Lots of discussion between the fans out here, and I think some of our fans are just having a good time with some kids here. And here come the Warren East fans, and we're looking at Mike Jones, who's led the chants and led the cheers here for CATS Come Alive. This has been a good time. Thank you, Franklin Simpson family, for allowing me to take part in this. This is great. Here's a pitch from Price. He throws fastball right down the middle. Price, a right-handed pitcher. That one comes right over the top, overhand to Delk. Swung on and missed by Delk that time. He's looking at an 0-2 hole here early, leading off this one in top of the 7th. If Warren East finishes out this matchup, this is going to be 3 outs away from moving on to a 4th region semifinal. Sets up way outside that time, does Ford. Misses. Warren East wanted it, but I mean, he's a foot off the plate right there. Set up, back inside now. That's going to be a ball, just a bit low. 2-2 to Delk. Like to reach out. I'm getting ahead of myself here, obviously, but like to reach out and say congratulations to you seniors. You boys have shown yourselves well, been gentlemen on and off the field. Congratulations on your graduation from a tremendous school at Franklin Simpson High School. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Price retires Delk for his first strikeout. Here comes Lane Alford to the plate. Alford, the number 3 hitter in the lineup, a first-team all-region player. As Griff Banton is awaiting on deck. Swung on and missed. Price just throwing heat right here. Just throwing heat. That one is going to be a base hit out into left field. Lane rips one out there. We got a runner on first now. It's Griff Banton coming into the batter's box. Braxton Jenkins in the on-deck circle. If we don't see a double play here, we'll get one more senior at bat at the very least. Swung on and missed. Attempted pickoff by Ford there. Lane Alford scrambles back to first base. I'd like to thank everyone at WFKN for broadcasting these ball games. Thank you to Will Cody, your morning radio host. That's going to be in there for a ball low. 1-1 count to Banton. Price has just been up here throwing gas at this point, getting outs or getting strikes. He hasn't tried to put any movement on anything yet. Yep, throws one past Banton there. I'd like to see a radar on what that is, but looks like it's got some oomph behind it. Here's the pitch. Yep. There's another strikeout. And here comes Braxton Jenkins to the plate. What a possible fitting in that this might be here, as we're down to our last out at the top of the 7th inning with Warren East leading 9-3. What a fun season that this has been. Congratulations, Franklin Simpson Wildcats. This has been one of the most fun times that I've ever had. That's called a ball to Jenkins. One 0 count, 2 away here on the top of the 7th. Warren East leading 9-3. As it appears they're going to pull off a victory here in the rubber match. Swung on and missed. 1-1 to Jenkins. Coach Will Height, as stoic as ever. Over in the third base coaching box. He has put an excellent product on the field and seen through that these young men have carried themselves like gentlemen. Congratulations, Coach, to you and your coaching staff. 2-1 count to Jenkins. Price checks Alford over on first. 2 away. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. Down to his last strike. I'm anticipating Braxton's going to be taking some cuts right here. Choked up on the bat just a bit. Does not use batting gloves. Thank you, Kendra, my producer back in the WFKN studios in Franklin down on the square. I appreciate you and all that you've done for me this season. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. That's strike 3, out number 3. Warren East advances. Franklin Simpson making a semifinal exit. Congratulations to each and every one of you young men. I am proud of you. Your WFKN crew is proud of you. Your Franklin Simpson family is proud of you. Hang your heads high, gentlemen. Don't let them fall, not 1 millimeter, because each of you has shown yourselves to be great young men and great ball players. This is not the end. I know this will be a night that you'll want to forget, but you'll always remember for the rest of your lives, because the night and this season is over. Didn't end in a state tournament berth, what we wanted, what we was hoping for all season, what we were looking forward to. But thank you so much for joining me. Congratulations to you, Warren East Raiders, moving on to the finals against Russell County tomorrow night here at Western Kentucky University's Nick Deans Field. And that's all from me for this season. But you know what? I'm looking forward to being back next year. My name is Cody Schuler. I've been your voice for Wildcat baseball and softball throughout this 2024 season. Thank you for joining me. You all have been taking part in Wildcat baseball.